quick video, I'm going to cover custom grid system feature. It's a feature that allows you to create anything from a basic to an advanced layout. Okay, let's get right to it. You have different units, millimeters, inches, and points. I'm going to select millimeters here because I'm going to show you a way of how you can set up a document with a preset document size. So for example, if I want to set up an A4 document, I could just enter 210 times 1 times 1, and in the second row here we can decide if we want to work with modules, which is a way of dividing the actual document. So if I want, I could enter 5 here, and then we have the subdivisions, which is a way of dividing the modules. Now if I enter 1 here, it is going to fetch the value, the document width, to this field, and then I can enter any value that I would like here that is a whole value. Only whole values can be entered in these fields. Here you can enter non-whole values like that. And it's also good to know that InDesign does not fetch any of these 3 fields. It only fetches this output value. And when you're working with custom grid system, the width and the height is no longer connected as they are with the basic grid system. This gives you a much more flexibility, and you can create those more advanced and professional layouts. Okay, let's continue. So here I would enter 297 millimeters by times 1 and times 1. And if I want, I could enter modules here. And I could also continue dividing into subdivisions. So if I press apply here, this is how it looks. Let me hide the baselines. So you see that we have 5 modules on the height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could do the same thing here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you want to display the baseline when you're applying the settings here, you can check this checkbox. I'm going to deselect it here right now. Okay, so it's important to know that the vertical subdivision here is fetched down to the leading setting here, because the leading is based on the height of each of these subdivisions, and that is how we can get an alignment every time. So let's set these to one module for the width and height, and I'm going to apply it here. And as we can see, the subdivisions are way too big, so let's continue maybe 50 times here. And now since we are working with millimeters, maybe we want to know how much the leading is here. So I could go up to the unit and grid calculation section and enter this value. And we can see that it's 12.027 points. If I would like, I could multiply the leading so that it draws on every second line. So as you can see here, it draws on every second line. Let me set it back to 1. And as you've seen in the previous videos, the margins and columns and rows, they work exactly in the same way. And also, as you can see here, only the layers that you need are created at the time you need them. So for example, when I enter a subcolumn here, it's going to create a layer for it for me here, as you can see here. And it's the same thing with the rows. It's you can see, it created a rows layer here. Let me show you something else. If I reset this, and let's work with points this time. And let's say that we want to have a letting that is based on 12 points, and we want 50 lines, and then just enter 1 here. This gives us 600 points in the height. So let's say that I'm not really sure how many times I have to divide 600 to get the 12 points. Instead of guessing, we could just enter 600 here, and we could enter the letting value or any other value that we would like. It also works for modules and other values. So I'm going to enter 12 here, and it shows me, okay, 12 is going to fit perfectly, but I want to know how many times do I have to divide it. If I hold down the Alt button, it tells me 50 times. In some cases, when you're working with values that are not whole values, you can hold down the Alt and then the Shift button, and you will see exactly how much the width or height will be. So let's enter 50 times here, and as you can see, it gives me 12 points here. Now, since we haven't done anything to the width, it's looking a bit weird here. So let's do something. And basically that's how Custom Grid System works, and you can create some really advanced layouts. And I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you.